Hello, brothers and sisters. This is a message for Mario, the singer, but it's also a message for other people as well because it ties into a lot of just regular people today, like the trauma that you went through, and it has hindered you from walking into the blessings God has for you. So there was something that God wanted to say to Mario specifically because there was just a thing that was going around where he has a woman pregnant that I guess he's dating. I don't know what the case may be. And a lot of women got triggered because she's not his race. And, that's just a thing that we always went through as a people. A lot of women and men get triggered if they see people with other races. But his situation boils down to something way more deeper because, people have to understand trauma always follows you. If it's childhood trauma, if it's trauma from a past life, and I will break all that down because the Third Testament goes more into being reincarnated and incarnated, and see, the First and Second Testament doesn't say much about it, but the third does. So we will start doing studies on my new podcast more about, incarnation, reincarnation, all that. But if you go on my Instagram, I talk about that because my situation has a lot to do with people from, the past life. Okay, so let me go ahead and say the message that God wanted to say to Mario. It says, you are hurting. You haven't forgiven your mom. And the reason I put you through that to learn to forgive everyone in this life that wronged you, but also in your past life. The woman I have sent you in the spirit, you keep rejecting her because she looks like you. She is your wife, and I sent her to heal you. Please stop rejecting her, because to reject her is to reject me. You can't forget about her. She will continue to pull at your heartstrings. That love she gives you is the closest thing to me. This will heal you from your trauma. Yes, you made a mistake, but we all do. Stop running. Surrender to me. I love you, my prodigal son. So that was God talking directly to him, giving him a message. So there's somebody that has been sent to him to come in the physical that keeps letting him know. She comes, she gives him healing energy, all this stuff. This is his wife. She cannot come in until he does the work he needs to do in the physical. He has to heal his heart from all the trauma that he's dealt with, from women, from family. You have to forgive. You have to pray, let it go, and go on, move on. But a lot of times we reject things that are good for us because we don't know. When we feel a love that we feel is impossible to give, or we feel like we're not worthy of it, we run from it. So that's exactly what he's doing. I said a word like this the other day, talking about a movie called Unlisted Love, basically saying that we use protection mechanisms. So a lot of us, we do this, and this has a lot to do with childhood trauma. If we hate our parents and they look like us, or we despise our father because he wasn't in our life, we usually don't want to date somebody that looks like him or the same race as him, or her, the mom, if the mom has rejected us, same thing. So if we go through a lot of trauma and we don't heal from it, we usually don't want the person we are laying up with to look like somebody that we despise, that we haven't forgiven, that we haven't let it go. And we can say all day, whatever. It's not really about the race. It's just the hatred you have in your heart, the love, the trauma you have in your heart. You don't want to have to relive that every day, looking at a partner that looks like your mom or your dad, or looking at somebody. Sometimes some women can date another black man, but they usually get total opposite of what their dad was. Like, if he's a laid back so-called nerd, or he's just a reserved person, they usually go for a thug or a bad boy, whatever you want to say. So, same thing. I've seen this done, with, I love everyone and I don't care. But we do this as protection, and it's not healthy because it does not protect us. It actually hinders us from like blessings. Like I said in that video, it hinders you. It doesn't help you, and it blocks you because you have something that's unhealed. You haven't forgave. In order for us to receive fully what God has for us, we have to fully forgive people. We have to let stuff go. We have to move forward. These are blockages. At the same time, this man has a woman trying to come in his life and give him the love he deserves, he needs, he has. In order for him to step in his kingdom place and do what God needs him to do, he has to surrender. He has to forgive his mom, let it go. Whoever else who has hurt him, he knows, God has told him. He has to fully surrender and let him heal him and do all this and let that partner come in and be there to help him. The two people, because I have two, and that's my testimony I will have to give, that I was in charge of healing, because I also agreed to this in the physical when the time came, but they both came to God and asked. They went through this. They had to finally surrender. They understood that they could not run from me. They cannot run from God. You will keep pulling at their heartstrings. Once you give your yes to that man that will be your husband, he will use you to keep pulling so he can fulfill his purpose here on earth. So that is what this woman is doing. She's trying to come in. She's trying to help. She's trying to heal you first spiritually, and then come in the physical and be your wife. The love that you deserve. The love you didn't probably get from your mom and the women in your life or whatever. She's going to be that love. She's going to fill in that space that is empty. You feel is empty. So you just have to give in to her. But a lot of us do this. So it's not nothing new. You know, the two men I'm speaking of, they're in the industry as well as Mario. And he knows both of them. So soon he will know who these people are. So he's going through the same thing. It's so many people in the industry that they have regular wives. And they're pulling and they're trying to come into their physical to help them come into their purpose. So this is going to happen a lot. You're going to see this a lot. The industry is where he's placing me, of course, because that's where my two prospects of whoever God chooses for my husband, which was surprising, is. And I had to heal them in the spirit first. And they had to give me also healing energy. And we had to go through the same scenario, but it took us having surrender to even get to this point where physically we are here. So this is going to go on. It's so many people going through this prospect. And just surrender, because that love is what you need in this life to heal you, to get you to stand, and you won't recognize who you are. God has great things for you. You're an amazing singer. That voice, he gave that to you. So I hope that you get this message, and anybody that can get it to him, that will be amazing. Much love and all praises to the Most High.